Hi, introducing ROAT, a custom oscillator for Korg NTS-1. This one is an implementation of the Soma rumble ovation time synthesizer. It implements most of its features. You can check out the user manual of the Soma rumble ovation time synthesizer because it has details on all of the features that are implemented here. I have specific instructions for this oscillator and a quick reference sheet that can be very useful to quickly understand how everything works in this oscillator. So, explaining how it works. The original Soma rumble ovation time synthesizer has 4 pads to trigger 4 oscillators. So here I divided the keyboard into 4 sections, which I marked using these labels with different colors, and each section triggers one of the 4 oscillators. For this oscillator to work properly, you should turn the envelope to open. So press a G, turn the type knob to the right until the envelope is in open. And in this case, the oscillator will always control the on-off. So if you press one section and slide up, it will hold that oscillator on. And you cannot play other oscillators, and if you press that oscillator, it will mute, so it will work reversely. If you repeat and press and slide up, it will turn off. By default, the shape knob will change the shape of the last pressed oscillator. So here I changed the shape of these 2 oscillators. And the alt knob changed the pitch. Now to change parameters, there are 7 pages of parameters, and each page has 4 parameters to be changed. Now from pages 0 to 4, the 4 parameters for each page refer to the 4 oscillators, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Whereas for page 6 and 7 they refer to something else. But you will also select the same way. You select which oscillator or pot you want to change, and you change that parameter for that page and that pot. Now this is a table. As you can see, there's a matrix here, pages on the left, pots on the top, and you have to select which page you want to change and which pot you want to change. So when you select parameter page A, you'll be selecting the page for knob A from 0 to 7, and you also have to select which oscillator you will change from 1 to 4. For instance, if you select page 0, you'll be changing pitch. And if you select OS1, you'll be changing pitch for OS1. If you select OS2, you change the pitch for OS2, so nothing is changing on oscillator 1, but on oscillator 2, it is changing. If you select 0, which is the default, you will always change the last pressed oscillator. So in this case, I'm pressing 1, it changes 1, I'm pressing 2, it changes 2. The same happens for all the other pages. And all the pots. Knobs A and B both can change any parameter on the page. If you want to select which parameter to change on knob B, you select page B and OS B, which works exactly the same way. Page B can also be set to -1, which means it will follow always what's selected on page A. Oscillator A can also be set to 5, which means that when you press, it will do nothing, but we will select the OS to change. This is useful if you don't want to change anything, you don't want to play anything, but you want to change what's going on. So page A, I'll select pitch. Now I press this one and change this one, and I select this one and change. Page 0 is a pitch. So now I'm changing the pitch with knob A. Page 1 is a shape. So now I'm changing the shape. Page 2 is the LFO frequency. And page 3 is the LFO amount. So if I go back to page 2, back to page 3. So parameter 4 changes the type of LFO, which is the shape of the LFO and the destination. When you select page 4, turn the knob, it will change different shapes for the pitch until it gets halfway, and above halfway it will change different shapes for the amplitude. Page 6 is used to select the algorithms for combining the different oscillators. There are 3 diagrams of combination, and there are 6 different algorithms from 0 to 5 for each note of the diagram. So let's put 2 oscillators on. And then I will select page 6. And then with the OSC selection I will select node 2, that you can see in the diagram. 2 is where these two oscillators, which I'm playing now, will be summed. And when I change the A knob, I will be changing the algorithm that is applied to this node that sums these two oscillators. And the algorithms are addition, which is normal summing of the oscillators, addition with overflow, subtraction 1, subtraction 2, multiplication, exclusive OR. If I'll select the parameter 4, the RS4, I will be changing the diagram. Which has more influence if there are different algorithms set in each of the nodes. Let's see how it affects now that I've selected different algorithms for the diagram will have more significance. When you want to be setting up something, you will mostly use knob A, because you'll be using the type and the B to change which page you want to change. So another way of using these set your knobs to play is select a page to change for A, for instance the pitch of oscillator 1. And you select the page B to change the pitch of oscillator 2. And now you can use both knobs at the same time to jam. Or you can use instance, you can use also, for instance, page knob B to change the pitch of oscillator 2, and you use knob A to change the speed of the LFO of oscillator 1, for instance. You can also, for instance, by using page B to follow page A, but on a different oscillator, and then you will select page A, for instance, change shape, and all. Change shape. Set page A to change pitch. They're both changing pitch. Select page A, change shape again. Both changing shape. Page 7 has other parameters which you select then using the OSC selection. Parameter 1 is the tempo for the sequencer. Parameter 2 changes the summing bypass, on or off. You can read details about this on the instructions, it's quite complex. And 3 and 4 are a kind of randomization that is also described in the manual. When you turn the knob up, you will be randomizing pages of parameters. So at this point you're randomizing page 0, which is pitch. So as you start turning up, you will add other pages to the randomization. So page 1, which is shape, page 2, 3 and 4, which are LFO values, page 6, which is summing algorithms. And when you choose pot 4, you will choose the speed of randomization. It can be very fast to very, very slow. Chaos is a randomization algorithm that randomizes pages 0 to 6 except the ones that are selected by page A and page B. So if I select for page A the pitch and for page B the shape, we put some oscillators running. Turn on chaos, it randomizes all parameters except the ones selected on page A and page B. If I really want to randomize all of them, I can select page A to page 7, for instance, page B to page 7, and now when I trigger chaos, it will randomize all parameters. Each time I turn to 1, if I leave it at 1, I can then use the uppermost key to trigger chaos in a more fast way. knobs to change again the parameters. Okay. I don't know which oscillator I'm changing. This sequencer is the last parameter and it has 5 values from 0 to 4. So value 0 is off, so nothing happens. When I turn to 1, I enter the live recording mode. So if I want to hear a metronome, I use page 7, pot 2, and turn it all the way down. So I select for page 4 knob A, so I will use knob A. So I hear a sort of click, it's a metronome. Sequence running. Now if I want to play without recording, I want to play along the recorded sequence without recording, I can turn it to 2 sequencer. I can play along and it doesn't record. If I want to erase something, I turn to 3. And in 3 it's erase mode, so whatever I press it erases. It erases every step on which I'm for the time that I'm holding on the pressing on that step. To change the tempo, I'll use sequencer. I will use page 7, pot 1, and it changes the internal tempo. If I turn it to 4, it will stop and it will only run when the arpeggiator is running. So I'll turn the arpeggiator on, turn this knob to 1, which is the range to 1, okay, and then I press, and it's now playing using the arpeggiator time. When this happens, I cannot play along, cannot do anything because it doesn't do anything. But I can syncing, since it's using the arpeggiator time, it will sync either externally or internally. We turn chaos on, see what happens. forget to check the detailed instructions on my GitHub site. Don't forget to check the quick reference sheet, because it helps a lot to remember which parameters are to be changed and how. Don't forget to check the user manual of the original Soma randomization time synthesizer, because it has a lot of details on how everything works. And enjoy this oscillator, and remember to support my work. Like the video, subscribe, or follow me on Twitter.